Welcome to Kaiju's Corner, your one-stop shop for all your classic comic book, kaiju, and pop culture-related freeform conversations. I am your host, Andres Perez, aka KaijuNoir, and this here is, of course, my co-host, Deadpoolzilla.
People of the internet, do not worry. I mean you great harm.
Alright, so for the topic of this particular episode was something that I wanted to discuss due to the recent news that Tim Burton was going to be directing a live-action adaptation of Disney's Dumbo. And so what I wanted to discuss was this current trend that's been popping up about live-action adaptations of older Disney properties. Now, first off, I guess we should talk about like our thoughts on the Dumbo news, and what was your initial reaction to the news?
My first reaction was, really? Tim Burton, that's the guy you're going with?
It may seem kind of odd, yeah, but I guess for me personally, the more I think about it, I actually think this might work, because if you remember, a lot of like Tim Burton's earlier works, or at least the majority of his works, his stories tend to revolve around like social outcasts who learn to kind of like a coming of age, or like they learn to identify themselves by who they believe they are, as opposed to being influenced by like the people who shun them or judge them based on how they look. Like let's say the Victor from Frankenweenie. Let's see, what was another one? I guess the Amy Adams character from Big Eyes. I guess you can say Bruce Wayne from Batman. In a way, sort of like a Dark Mirror version of, with the Penguin from Batman Returns. I know I had this one example in my head. Oh, I guess Vincent from his short film Vincent. Even, I guess Jack Skellington could be considered somewhat of an outcast. Not an outcast, but he's...
No, wait. He's not an outcast. Yeah. He's the frickin' Pumpkin King, and everyone loves him.
That's why I was about to correct myself. He may not be an outcast, but he's different from the rest of the citizens of Halloween Town. Let's see. I had a couple of, I guess Pee Wee Herman sort of himself. He's kind of like this person who's very weird to the people who compared to the people around him, but he simply doesn't care. He is, kind of proud of who he is. Ed Wood is another example of kind of like a weird kind of eccentric person who is, different. Who's kind of like a bit of a different, socially awkward and different from other people. But yeah, it's like a recurring trend in his films. And, I think that it kind of perfectly suits the mold. Like, kind of like Dumbo kind of fits the mold, where he is a character who is, like, judged by others due to his deformities. Oh, Edward Scissorhands. That was the movie I was thinking of.
Right. I will say this. That pink elephant scene is going to be super trippy now.
Yes. I was also going to bring that up, because I would love to see what Tim Burton would do with that.
Yeah. I go back and watch the pink elephant scene. I'm like, what were they smoking? One more thing.
Here, pink elephants on parade. Here they come, hippity hoppity. They're here, pink elephants everywhere. Where?
Here's another question. Do you think they're going to bring in the crows?
Ooh, that would be something.
Hey, let me explain. I know what they were supposed to be, but as a kid, I never really got that. I didn't know.
Me neither.
In fact, they have some of the best lines in the movie. No.
Yeah.
No. Dead.
I've seen a dragonfly.
No.
I've seen a housefly.
No. Dead people don't snore. Or do they?
If they kind of like with what was it, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I know because that was a musical, and I wonder because that was like a kind of a remake or another adaptation of another film or book that also had songs. So I wonder if this movie is going to have their own versions of those songs, and if so, I want to see what decisions Tim Burton would make with the whole, I'll be done see by everything when I seen the elephant fly.
You know who would probably be one of the crows? Who would be voicing the crows? Kevin Hart.
I was just about to say that. Oh boy.
All right. Hang on. I got the perfect cast for the crows.
All right. Shoot.
CeeLo Green, Kevin Hart,
I like where this is going.
Common, Eddie Murphy, and I think there was one more.
I'm thinking like Eddie Murphy is like, oh boy, look at this funny guy with the big old ears. I like him. He's funny.
No, I was kind of thinking he's the leader of the group.
Yeah.
And for the last one, what's his name? I can't remember.
Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, yeah, that'd be perfect. So what do you think of that?
Random, but okay. I mean, especially CeeLo Green, since I remember he played the mummy in Hotel Transylvania.
Well, he's done a lot of voice acting, and he does sing. He's a singer, so.
Right. And funny enough, when I've listened to a lot of podcasts and they've all talked about the news over this, and everyone's like, oh boy, I wonder who Johnny Depp is going to play. I wonder who Helena Bonham Carter is going to play. And it's going to be stupid. It's going to be a whole lot of, Tim Burton doing his stupid shit. But I'm thinking to myself, has anyone seen Big Eyes? Because, that movie, I know that movie came out very late last year, but that was probably like the first movie, probably since Big Fish or Ed Wood, that was like the least Tim Burton-y looking movie.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. Why are we doing Dumbo, of all movies, live action? That's...
Right.
I mean,
that's like the one movie that like was made for animation. I mean, like, to bring up a point that Andre from Black Nerd Comedy made, elephants are pretty scary looking in real life, and seeing a live-action elephant flying around, that's a pretty scary sight to behold.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, who would actually make who would be perfect for the mouse?
Let's see,
I was gonna say Matthew Broderick.
Huh. I wouldn't think of that. I mean, I'm trying to think of like a young, energetic actor for that sort of role, and I guess like I wasn't thinking of Matthew Broderick due to his age.
Well,
and
actually,
yeah.
Here's a better one. Oh God, what's his name? He played Bilbo in the movies, in the Hobbit movies.
Martin
Martin
Short.
Yeah, Martin. No, not Martin Short.
It's not Martin Sheen, because that's another person.
Yeah.
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, I think so. I think that it's Martin something, but yeah, I think he'd be perfect for the mouse, now that I think about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because here's the thing, the mouse, I know he has a name, I just call him the mouse. The mouse...
I think, was it Timothy?
I can't remember, but...
Neither can I.
Here's the thing, the mouse was always like this outspoken, very, kind of be this kind of conscious character, but also he was the underdog. That's who Martin Freeman... Yeah, that's his name. Martin Freeman really excels at those type of characters, obviously, Watson and Bilbo.
Uh-huh.
So I think...
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's not really a huge cast for this movie, unless, much like with Alice in Wonderland, they're going to expand it and include, like, very unnecessary plots. I mean, I forgot, did Tim Burton write Alice in Wonderland?
I think he co-wrote, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see. I'll check just to be safe. Let's see. Because, yeah, I enjoyed Alice in Wonderland for what it was, but it really wasn't a movie that had any real sort of, like, lasting value or, like, any sort of, like, any incentive for you to like, go back and watch it again and again.
Glad you liked it. I ended up going, that was terrible.
I don't know. I guess it's like I will admit I'm a huge Tim Burton fan, and I'm always going to enjoy whatever he makes to some degree because I like what he does in general. And of course, I pretty much grew up with a lot of his earlier work.
Here's the thing: I like a lot of Tim Burton movies, but there are other Tim Burton movies where I'm like, I don't care. Like, I love Beetlejuice, Batman, not so much Batman Returns.
I still like Batman Returns. I don't care. Bring on the hate, fans!
Mars Attacks. I think that's another...
Oh boy. That was a lot better than when you watch it as an adult than when you were a kid.
Yeah, it actually, and I was desensitized to violence at that point, so...
Actually, that gave me nightmares as a kid.
You see, here's the thing. I remember as a kid growing up, I watched Mars Attacks, Terminator, the first one, and
Same here.
Alien all in one sitting. So I was in like 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours, give or take. I was already desensitized to violence at 6 years old.
I pretty much like grew up with the Terminator movies, the RoboCop movies. I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact I saw Alien Resurrection. I'm not sure if I saw any of the other Alien movies. I did see the first Predator. I grew up watching Predator 1, Alien vs. Predator in theaters. So yeah, it was funny. Like when it came to fantasy violence, my parents were okay with that because at the end of the day, it's very over exaggerated and not real.
Yeah.
Whereas with like sex and language, that stuff is real no matter how, exaggerated it is. It's like, it's right there.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's this is kind of a trend that Disney's doing, is making everything live action. I mean, obviously we had Maleficent, now Cinderella, which I've not seen. I don't plan to see because it's exactly the same thing.
Actually, it's been getting decent reviews from what I've seen. From what I've seen of the reaction, the critical reaction to it.
Well, that's the thing. I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see it simply because I don't care about it. I mean, like, I love the original Cinderella. I grew up with that movie, but seeing that in live action is not something I'm super looking forward to.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, like, I'm wondering what exactly started the trend of like live action Disney movies. Because if we remember, if we go back if we go into our Wayback Machine, remember when they actually made a live action 101 Dalmatians and The Jungle Book?
Yeah, I don't think, was that Disney who did that one, the Jungle Book?
I'll check right now. Oh yeah, I asked for the screenplay. Let's see, by Linda Wolverton. Okay, so Tim Burton apparently did not wrote it.
Right. The word is right. Genius.
Yeah. Yeah, he did not write Alice in Wonderland.
Anyway, but here's the thing. I think there is some potential for live action movies, because obviously this is going to be a thing now. I think there is some potential to do certain movies on certain characters. Maleficent.
Oh boy. The Jungle Book is going to get another movie in 2016.
Yeah, I know that, and Scarlett Johansson's Ka. I don't understand it.
Well, it is Jon Favreau who's directing it.
Yeah,
and he's used that actress before.
Well, Ka's a dude. Remember?
Right. So I guess they're trying to go with like some. I don't know. Considering it's Scarlett Johansson, maybe they're going with a very more of a seductress kind of villain, but I don't know.
Hang on. I know that Idris Elba is Shere Khan.
Wait, where? You just said it was Scarlett Johansson.
No. I said Shere Khan. Not
wait. Okay, Shere Khan. Oh, Ka the snake. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I can get behind that.
Bill Murray is Baloo.
That is fucking awesome.
And no, you're gonna love who's playing King Louie.
Oh, Christopher Walken! Oh shit! That's fucking amazing.
I want to be a man.
Be a man. Ooh! I want to be like you. I want to talk like you. Walk like you. Mowgli.
Oh, this is gonna.
Use your hands to get this watch out of my ass. I've had them for 5 years.
Oh.
I tried dancing.
And this is really.
It doesn't work.
This is really going to confuse you, Andreas, because in the same year, they're doing it. Warner Brothers is doing a Jungle Book movie as well.
Oh, so this is going to be another Snow White situation.
Yeah, and Benedict Cumberbatch is Shere Khan in the other movie.
Ooh.
And Andy Serkis is directing it.
Oh, Andy Serkis. He's a director now.
Yeah, he's done. I know he did a few short films here and there.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, what is it? I'm trying to look for that 90s Jungle Book. Okay, yeah, 1998. It was direct to video. Oh wait, is this the right one? Let's see. No, I don't think so. Let's see.
Should we?
Now, what's this?
Should we get back on topic?
No. Okay, this is the 1994 Jungle Book I'm thinking of. Right. Okay. So, and that was also Disney. Okay. So, during the 90s, there was that brief period where we did have live-action Disney movies, but in a very small quantities. Why do you think now we've been getting more live-action Disney movies?
Because Maleficent made a lot of money.
But wouldn't Alice in Wonderland be the first?
The thing is, I don't know, Andreas. What I'm guessing is maybe they just think they could, rather than do reboots of their movies, they can do live-action reboots instead of pouring more money into animation.
That is true, but then again, there possibly with the advent of, with the continuing progress of special effects, Disney decided, hey, live action big CGI blockbusters are a thing now. Let's try to, use all this CGI and bring these kinds of movies to live action in a way we couldn't have done it back in the 90s. And so they ended up turning Alice in Wonderland into Disney's Lord of the Rings. And, presto, it made over, $200 million? Because that movie was, from what I remember, that movie was extremely successful. I mean, a lot of people bitched and complained about it, but it made a shit ton of money.
Just like the Transformers movies.
Right, and so now I guess that's why we ended up having this continuous stream of live-action adaptations.
Yeah. Anyway, so do you want to, again, I think there is a market there, because you can do cool stuff in live action. I would like to see more villain-centric movies, but here's the thing. Disney, make your characters villains. Don't make them, anti-hero type characters, like you did Maleficent.
That's going to be really hard for them, considering how it's we want to make our characters relatable for the, for the kids or whatnot. So let's see. I think what are some movies that you would like to see in live action?
You know what I'd honestly like to see? A villain origin movie on it'll never happen, but I'd like to see a villain origin movie on Frollo.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because I think there's a lot of, you could do some really dark storytelling with that. I'd even like to see, in terms of other villain origin movies done live action, is maybe do, because you're obviously doing Dumbo like this. How about a Scar? How about a Scar movie, or movie on Scar, or maybe Jafar?
That would be interesting for Jafar. I mean, I bet you can come up with a story as to how he rose through the ranks, how he learned to embrace, political corruption, how he learned magic, and
where Iago came from.
Where Iago came from.
You know who I think would be great to play as him in live action?
Oh wait, hold on. What's it? Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
He admitted he would be good.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he was basically, from what I remember, I barely remember the Prince of Persia movie, but I remember seeing Ben Kingsley there, and I thought, he looks like Jafar. Now, you know what I want to see in live action? Song of the South.
Oh, you would be. Oh, you're evil. Actually,
I want to see that. It's cute when these characters are animals, but then once you bring them to live action, that's a whole bucket of worms. And the movie was already controversial enough because of the previous live action segments. No, here's what you do: you take the tales of Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear, turn them into live action, and then you take Uncle Remus and his cast of characters and make them animation.
Just to be clear, people, he's saying all this, so if you want to get pissed off, it's him.
It's fine. And then Uncle Remus is going to show up, he's going to be like, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, blacks are inferior in every way. Just make it more racist. That's what you need to do. You got to take the Song of the South and make it 10 times more racist. Make it a parody of what people think the original Song of the South is.
Just again,
because when you get right down to it, Song of the South, I don't know, at least from my perspective, it isn't really offensive given the context of the time that the movie takes place in and the time the movie was made.
Again, just to be clear, people, I don't condone whatever Andreas is saying right now, so if you want to direct hate towards him, you'd be totally justified right now.
Oh boy, let's see. Okay, but seriously, what do you think of a live-action Three Caballeros movie?
I don't know. I just prefer that in animation. We already have Three Caballeros, the live-action movie, with Steve Martin and Martin Short.
That's the Three Amigos.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
Kind of, yes. Where you kind of just have three random, like, three comedic characters that are just, kind of... Well, there wasn't really any real story from the Three Caballeros. It was just a series of shorts tied together with Donald Duck interacting with Jose Carioca and Pepe Pistoles. But still, I would like it to see something done with that brand.
It'd be actually really good.
What?
The Sleepy Hollow short. Make that live action.
Well. Technically we do, but it's not Disney. I mean, it's certainly not Disney, but Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow was pretty awesome from what I remember of years ago when I watched it. But I can see that, like a real honest to God, like more faithful to that original story.
Yeah.
What I would love more than anything is live action Black Cauldron.
Yeah,
I would love to see the Horn King in live action.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the Horn King? Just Google the Horn King, and you'll remember, just how badass of a design he was. He was like fucking Skeletor.
He's like Skeletor if you took him seriously.
Yes, and then he had his army of zombie skeleton warriors. Oh, that would be so awesome in live action.
Yeah. Who would you want to play the Horn King in live action?
Let's see. Christopher Lee.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say Lee Pace.
Who was he?
He played Thranduil in the Hobbit movies, and he played Ronan in Ronan the Accuser in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Alright, I guess that can work. Let's see, I would say Hercules, but we've got more than enough Hercules movies now.
Yeah. I know they're doing live-action Beauty and the Beast, and they're talking about Mulan as well.
Right.
So what do you think of those?
Mulan? Jeez, I don't know. I mean,
let's actually get into the meat of why we're really talking about this. How do you make the live-action movies different from the animated film? Because what I understand is that, Cinderella is the exact same thing, but has few more elements in it. But how do you make your live-action movie still pertain to the original film, but have enough to be like a cover song? You stick to the original form of it, but you make it your own. You know what I mean?
I guess the two ways I can see it is expand upon the original story. If the original story itself was very simple to begin with, for say Beauty and the Beast, or not Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I was thinking of Sleeping Beauty. Very short, simple. Two people fall in love, one falls asleep, and the other fights a dragon. Bam, there's your movie. And just kind of expand upon that, make the characters more interesting, more fleshed out. I mean, think about it, if you look at those early Disney movies like Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, a lot of the characters are very flat, if you know what I mean. Very little development. Most of the character interactions are through song, not through any real memorable dialogue. Mostly it's the side characters that get all the attention, whether it's the Seven Dwarves or the Three Fairies, or even the villains themselves. They kind of overshadow the main protagonists. So in a modern day, with modern day sensibilities, try to flesh out the original stories and the characters, as well as trying to make, in a way, try to up the ante, trying to make everything bigger and more, not flashier, but just put out more of a show, I guess, which is kind of what Alice in Wonderland did, trying to make it, bigger and much more grander. But I don't think that was really the movie to do it with. Which is why I said I brought up something I brought up the Black Cauldron, because that's a very big movie that would work perfectly in live action, given the success of the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films.
Yeah, but Disney's that's movie so underused. Forget.
Right. I definitely don't want to see any talking animal movies be brought into live action, because that just does. I've never been a fan of live action talking animal movies.
Really? Then what's Dumbo?
Right, that is, but I don't know. Like with that, like at least the main protagonist himself doesn't speak.
Oh sure, as long as the main character doesn't speak, you give everything else a pass, right?
Exactly. Let's see, what was it? I'm trying to think. Did the animals in the Jungle Book, in the 1994 Jungle Book, did they talk?
No, they didn't.
I don't remember at all. Okay, so maybe that's what they'll do. You know, they'll have none of the animals talk, but maybe somehow bring out some like wacky personalities, like they do to most dogs in family pictures. In family pictures.
Anyway, so.
Yeah, I don't want to see the Fox and the Hound. I don't want to see Bambi. I don't want to see the Rescuers. Ooh, the Hunchback of I know you mentioned Frollo, but I would love to see a more accurate tale of the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
You know what? I'd be cool with that, because I mean that movie was already dark to begin with, so I think if you could do something closer to Victor Hugo's novel, I'd be totally down for that, and I think it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I also would be very interested to see Aladdin. Aladdin in live action.
I don't know. I think they want to leave Aladdin alone because of a certain voice actor for Genie is no longer sadly with us.
Right. But that's the thing, I mean, like, Robin Williams was the star of the movie. He wasn't the main protagonist, but he made that movie what it was. So if you made a new Aladdin that was more of a, I don't know, I guess give it like the typical hero's journey or hero coming of age tale, and I guess you can make it more of an action movie than a comedy, and put the genie in a very different direction, as opposed to be the comedic, wisecracking, fourth wall breaking kind of character that he was in the 1992 film. I think you've got potential there.
Yeah. Getting back to who would you cast for certain characters for a Hunchback live action movie?
Ooh, huh.
I'm gonna say Christopher Lee for Frollo.
Okay, that can definitely work. For the Hunchback himself, Quasimodo.
I was gonna say Doug Jones.
Who is Doug Jones?
He played Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot of work. He was the what do you call it? The half man, half goat guy from Pan's Labyrinth.
The satyr.
The satyr, yeah. I didn't know how it was pronounced. You know what? That reminds me. Speaking of satyrs, if they do end up making a live-action Hercules movie, have Danny DeVito come back and do the satyr.
Yeah. You know who I'd cast for Phoebus in Hunchback?
Let's see, who was Phoebus?
The captain of the guards.
Oh, okay.
Michael Fassbender.
Oh, yeah, that can work. Yeah.
And for for Esmeralda, I'm gonna say.
Damn it! Who was she? Star Trek Uhura and Gamora.
God damn it! Now I'm blanking on her name. Damn it! I know here.
Let's see. Damn it! What was her name? Let's see. I'm looking on Wikipedia right now. Let's see. Who was she? Oh, Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana. I'd actually pick Freema Agyeman from Doctor Who. She was the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Freema Agyeman, or I can't pronounce her last name, but yeah, she was Martha in Doctor Who. I think she'd be perfect for Esmeralda.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I don't know, like with the movies that they're picking right now. I mean, like Mulan and Cinderella and Dumbo. I don't know. I get the feeling that they're really. I guess they're for now they're going after like the most popular movies. When I think that they really should go for more of the I don't know, I guess the more movies that would be more suited for live action as opposed to, just get whatever's popular.
And maybe breathe new life into it. Like, I think that would be a great way to bring back Black Cauldron and maybe work out some of the mistakes that happened in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but of course, they're not going to do that because, they want the money.
But, yeah. I think I've pretty much... I'm trying to think of what else they could do. Like, any ideas for you?
No, I'm kind of all spent right now, but I guess at the end of the day,
I just thought of one.
All right.
Okay, this is the one I'm pretty sure they'll do.
Uh-huh. Song of the South.
Little Mermaid.
Okay, yeah, they're definitely gonna do Little Mermaid.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like, that's gotta be on the hit list.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. And I doubt they'll go in the really dark direction that occurred in the actual story.
Yeah.
Alright, so, given that, it seems like these live-action sequels are here to stay, we can only hope that they'll turn out decent, at least. But if not, if these are just going to turn out to be mediocre, or the kind of movies that just aren't all that impressive, I guess maybe, who knows, maybe they'll just go the way of the Disney direct-to-video sequels, where eventually, people just stopped caring and Disney got the picture and stopped doing them.
Hence the Disney direct-to-DVD sequels.
But even then, those have kind of slowed. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, right, sorry. But hey, Simba's Pride, you get a pass.
I'm trying to think of another one right now, but I can't at the moment. I'm sure there is, but I can't think of it. Alright, but it looks like we've come to the end of another episode of Kaiju's Corner. I've been your host, Andres Perez, aka KaijuNoir.
And I am your Lord and Master, Deadpoolzilla.
And until next time, everybody, take care.